Sam, I daren't say it was a close game, but certainly a spirited performance against Championship opposition. How do you view that game?
Yeah, exactly that. We knew it was always going to be a challenge, and that was a conversation in training yesterday. And today, before the game, we spoke about dealing with the moments out of possession and having to be compact and try and deny them from trying to play through us. But where they tried to exploit was actually playing over today, and loads of outcomes for us defensively. Dealing with the onset of that ball that they tried to play over the top, and with the 9 rolling inside and 8 going on the top line, so many outcomes for us. The boys, like you say, put in a real spirited performance. I think first half, I'm not sure how many shots they had on a goal, but 2 penalties we conceded. Yeah, we need to do a lot better for that in our body shapes defending. But in general, you look at the chances that we limited them to across the 90 minutes. Although they had loads of possession, I think the boys showed a lot of character, a lot of spirit, and that's what we're going to ask for.
And you mentioned the level that they're at. Is there anything you can learn from them playing against them today?
Yeah, certainly. Like I say, plenty of outcomes. I think, especially the ball that they, was playing over. I thought they was patient in possession, but I think we probably frustrated them with our, mid-block to deep block first half. But they was getting joy from that ball over the top, and we've got to learn that that's what we're going to get this season, even at National League level. So, there's a lot to work on for us. Stuff that we've identified and we need to go back on the training pitch and work on. And it's especially in build-up as well. Build-up, we continue working on our patterns, but the boys, they tried so hard to do the right things, and that's what we're going to ask of them. And I can't fault any of their intent. Yeah, do we need to brush up and sharpen up? Yeah, of course we do. But like I say, perspective is a great thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned the nature of Charlton's goals, 2 penalties and a scrappy goal in the second half.
Yeah.
Did it almost feel like you deserved more from the game?
No. Listen, we know they had a lot of possession and they created a lot of chances. So in terms of deserving more, no, we're not gonna say we deserve more. But certainly a lot to work on. And I just said, I gave the boys a pat on the back in there. I said you should be proud of that performance, because to take information on board and a lot of running, it'd be interesting to see the GPS. I think our top runner was 12k. So it just shows we got some 90 minutes into the tank for some of those boys. Junior Tiencia, I thought Dylan Kaji was fantastic today. Debut from Omar Musa, I thought he showed such composure and maturity when he landed on the ball, and a bit of bite in the corner as well when it all started kicking off. I loved that. Omar Musa, we've got so many Mooses. We got Mooses everywhere. Musa Diarra, when he came on, like big, strong, won his first contact. I thought the back three, Toby, Woody and Cookie, I thought, they got to grips with the game pretty early, started well, and unfortunately we conceded and lost our way a little bit, but second half I thought was a lot more structured, and so many positives all round. So I think we'll look back on this and take a lot of credit from it.
Yeah, and you mentioned playing against a team that have a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, but obviously our next game, St Albans, will be a completely different opposition, a completely different style of play. How do you preview that game?
Sure, St Albans, they're favourites to win that league this year, so they're a good football club, and we will respect them and what they do, and we'll try to do. But for us, certainly it becomes more real. Players' minutes are going to start topping up. Unfortunately, trialists that we've had on board, the squad as you see today, was a lot smaller than it was on Saturday. We had 3 players pull out late evening last night, so we had to readjust, and certain players had to play more than they were required. But St Albans on Saturday will be more towards a challenge which we expect the National League to look like. And we'll also get a chance to look at some new bodies that are coming in, to cast our eye on them, and also gives a chance to rest a few players that might be carrying a few niggles. But we go to training tomorrow at Harefield, and Georgie will be doing her work, and Ethan Brewer will be doing his work with the S&C. I think a recovery day is due.